For more on the Moerane Commission is, of course, political analyst Mr. Protas Madlala. Mr. Madlala, a very good afternoon to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. Look, talk to us about some of the revelations that have come out during the Moerane Commission, especially from the testimony of Themba Mthembu, who largely attributed the killings to the battle for influential positions that are associated with a wide range of benefits within the party.
Well, I have been very privileged that I was one of the first witnesses to the commission. And I think I can see the common thread coming throughout from one witness to another. And it says in different words, of course, one and the same thing, that it's a scramble and desperate scramble for very strategic positions which lead to resources, which in some people might call them tenders or through influential positions.
Baba, look, in your view, these so-called issues that perpetuate the violence, how should then they be adequately dealt with by the ruling party?
Well, I think this is what the commission is battling with right now. But, you know, as the last speaker spoke just now, one witness spoke now, Mr. Mthembu, I also said the same thing to the commission. These killings seems to be unique to KwaZulu-Natal. I spent the whole afternoon with debating at the commission. Why KwaZulu-Natal? I think I can't wait to see the final report with the recommendations. That's why it's what is so unique about KwaZulu-Natal, that where these killings are taking place. Absolutely. And all they seem to follow more or less the same modus operandi, which is military precision, and there are hardly any prosecutions.
But then, Baba Madlala, that means contestation will always be an issue. Do you think this is now the time that the ruling party started looking at alternative ways to elect and institute leadership? What could be the possible resolutions to this? We've heard calls by some party members that have suggested that these should not be openly contested, or it should be an open contestation. Mixed reviews coming from the party members themselves.
Well, one of the witnesses, I think, he made a very interesting point yesterday. I think he said a guy from the northern KwaZulu-Natal said maybe instead of having 4 candidates contesting, there should be one candidate. If I could stretch that point further, you can have one candidate, but that candidate must never be imposed on communities, because that's where most of the tension begins. It must be someone naturally emerging or nominated by the communities.
Mr. Madlala, I have to ask you this. So do you see this commission having any effect in curbing these killings, and how so, sir?
Well, the commissioners themselves, I don't doubt their integrity. But if you look at the history of commissions in South Africa, they don't come to anything. Yep. You can even begin with the Truth and Reconciliation. You can even refer yourself to the latest one, the Moerane Commission at Marikana. Now this one. As I said, I don't doubt the integrity of the commissioners, and I even told them when they were inviting me, I said, I don't think, to me, somehow, the politicians know the answer even before they appoint these commissions, and this will come to nothing afterwards.
And now the question of the role of police in the communities that are affected. People have been saying that they are scared to come forward with information because police have also been alleged to know who the actual perpetrators are, but they fail to prosecute.
No one in his right or her right mind should ever approach any policeman or politician with information. You might as well join a burial society immediately after that, or before you do that, because it's too risky. You don't know who is with who. So it's very, very risky.
Babu Protas, thank you so much for that sound update. That is Protas Madlala, a political analyst, and he was joining us all the way from Durban to analyze the political killings in KwaZulu-Natal and, of course, what he thinks the Moerane Commission is going to uncover during their quest.